Island's 5th episode picks up where the last one left off, with Van attempting to slay Miho with his sword. While Miho is terrified of him for using the Desire Demon's energies, he breaks out of his trance after stabbing his own hand. Miho passes out in Johan's arms as he exits the scene out of disgust for what he had done. Butler Jang is informed by Johan that he purposefully carried out this action in order to determine the depth of Van's Desire Demon reliance. Butler Jang is surprised when Johan asserts that Van was the only person who could defend the woman, i.e. Wonjong/Miho, and that the Demon Slayer had given up his own limb in the process of saving Miho. Johan rejects this and Butler Jang is informed that he did not provoke the Demon Slayer for this, but he also adds that he will be the one to guard Miho rather than Van. Van is in the woods as he recalls Beck advised Jews about using the Desire Demon's abilities to exterminate the other demons. Miho, in the meantime, awakens startled in her bed and remembers what Van had done. At the same moment, Gongtan makes an appearance and begins a process that resembles the one the bride and groom underwent in episode 1 as he introduces himself. Van rushes out of the woodland on what appears to be a full moon night after the demons have been freed. The following morning, while a group of hikers is exploring the forest, a woman notices a creature devouring human organs. She is also attacked a time later. As Byeogji and her pals watch the news, the program quickly cuts to Byeogji getting ready for school. According to published sources, 3 tourists were killed, and their organs were taken. Urban legends about demons devouring livers and other topics are brought up by the women, but Byeogji tells Byeogji she needs to hurry to school. When Johan notices that Miho is no longer in her room, he scrambles to find her. Miho arrives in the forest on her own and searches for Van there. She uses GPS to follow Van's location while ascending mountains. Miho feels upset when he pushes her away and walks away. She accuses him of being weak-willed for being unable to restrain the demonic powers residing within of him. When Miho returns to the castle, Van and Miho both begin to consider it. When Johan discovers her there, he expresses his concern for her. Butler Jang emphasizes that Miho should allow the priest take care of her, but he asserts that he would watch over her as she moves forward. Driving to Tamra High School with Johan and Miho, she remembers how Van was no longer present. The female students at the school are ogling the attractive priest Johan, and Miho makes the joke that if he were wearing a school uniform, the females would not leave him alone. Su Ryan, who is still distressed about the incident, is seen by Miho. Miho gives her some counsel and comforts her, but the student is unaware of Miho or that she was recently possessed by a demon. As Miho and Johan make their way to the classroom, Yeomjo introduces Su Ryan to them. Su Jin, who will shortly get married, runs across Miho. The two pals meet up with Johan acting as an adorable observer as they decide to go shopping for bridesmaid Ho's attire shortly. Miho tells Johan after Su Jin departs that she was the one person who made her experience as a Tamra High School student tolerable. Su Ryan apologizes to Yeomji for shouting at her, and the two friends reconcile over a lunch prepared by her grandma. Van receives first aid for his arm from Byeogji, who also chastises him for leaving Miho alone. Van admits that he nearly killed her once more and expresses concern over his inability to manage the devil he carries. He is persuaded by Byeogji that everything would be fine, and he is subsequently asked to keep guarding Miho. Johan receives a call as soon as he and Miho arrive home from work, alerting him about his older brother Chonhee. Following the call, Johan is worried. The older adopted brother of Johan is named Chonhee. Johan wants to reunite with Chonhee after years of being apart. On Jeju Island, Chonhee, a lone employee, is in charge of cleaning the cabins and boats. Gongtan is assisting the demon in killing people so it can devour their organs in the meantime. The evil thing kills the owners of the boats and cabins Chonhee was cleaning. He is accompanied by Gongtan, who appears to be seeking revenge on people. An elderly guy offers to feed Chonhee and advises him to hunt for employment. He gives him a flyer and tells him to use the motorcycle to search for employment. Johan is depressed, so Mi-ho chooses to take him on a drive. He is invited to express himself and share his feelings with her. She drives Johan to the cafe run by Soo fiancé. Jin's the girls love trying on their wedding attire as they try on their dresses. Van eventually returns to Byeogji's while continuing to observe them from a distance. The woman is discussing how the demon eats human organs with her pals. Van hears the dialogue and immediately starts looking for the demon. The victims' bodies have scars that remind Van of Gongtan. He goes to examine the crime site in the hopes of discovering something. The following morning, Mi-ho surprises Johan with a visit since she is in a cheerful mood. She brings him to the abandoned orphanage where Chon-hee and Johan, Chon-hyuk, were adopted. In a flashback, Mi-ho is seen interrogating butler Jang about Johan's past. The priest remembers spending time at the orphanage with his older brother and is moved. Returning to his former bedroom, Johan thinks back to the moment he and Chon-hee were adopted. When Mi-helper Hose informs them that Chon-hee was nearby, Johan is quite appreciative. Gongtan uses a demon insect to keep an eye on Mi-ho and Johan's actions. Johan expresses his gratitude to Mi-ho for helping him in the automobile. Mi-ho agrees to let the priest leave since Johan wants to visit his brother by himself. Johan makes it a point to deliver Mi-ho to the residence before departing to locate Chon-hee. Mi-ho receives a call from Soo-jin at that very moment informing her that her fiancé will be bringing her some carrot cake to express his gratitude for the wedding gift he gave the couple. Soo fiancé Jin's is being pursued by something as she travels to Mi-home. Ho's Johan arrives at the docks to search for Chon-hee, and Van arrives at Mi-home Ho's because he feels something evil. At Mi-home, Ho's Gongtan is standing over Soo dead Jin's fiancé. When Mi-ho notices Van gazing up at Gongtan holding up Soo lifeless Jin's body, she has just begun her journey to see Soo fiancé. Jin's Van begins to pursue Gongtan. At the same moment, Chon-hee, who is sporting the same cloak as the demon escorting Gongtan, finally greets Johan. Van confronts Gongtan in the meanwhile. Thanks for watching the recap of episode 5 of Island Drama. If you liked the recap of this drama, make sure to watch the recaps of other dramas. Until next time, stay safe, stay otaku.